Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Head Teacher Assembly. This assembly is for the week commencing the 5th of October, and I hope that you've had a really good weekend and a good strong start to the school week as well. Because of COVID, we still can't meet together in a traditional assembly, but these virtual assemblies are really important because they offer us the opportunity each week to get some key messages across to all students and all staff in all year groups, so that we can, as a community, feel connected together. So I'm going to share my screen today, and on in front of you now, you will see some key messages from the school this week. First of all, congratulations to all students in York House who have maintained their lead in our whole school house points competition. As you can see, over 20,000 points have been allocated so far to students, so well done to each and every one of you who has achieved a point, and good luck this week as you seek to achieve more. We're also reporting back on attendance, celebrating each form in each year group with the best attendance in the last week. So last week, the forms with the best attendance were 7W1, 8W1. In year 9, it was a tie between 9H1 and 9W1. In year 10, it was 10S1. And in year 11, 11H2. Congratulations to all students in those tutor groups for your superb attendance. A reminder in the bottom left-hand corner of our free whole school expectations that we are ready, respectful and safe. You will see the poster that I referred to last assembly in classrooms, and you'll hear that language around the school. We believe that if we're ready, respectful and safe, that we can all thrive in our school community. As Friday and the weekend has taught us, the wet winter weather is upon us. In the event of further wet break or lunchtimes, a reminder that year 7s can go to the canteen, year 8 to the new hall, year 9 to the main hall, year 10 to the new hall, and year 11 to the main hall as well. So into the assembly today. On the board in front of you, you'll hopefully see some key words: oppression, injustice, inequality, racism, discrimination, and disadvantage. And the question is, what do these words mean to you? And I wonder, for those of you watching and listening to this assembly, to reflect on whether you've experienced any of these words in your past as well. It is now October, and October is, of course, Black History Month. This is a really important month for all of us here at King Henry School, as we reflect not just on Black history, but also on the challenges in our society today and in our community, where sadly so much inequality, so much injustice and racism still exists, with so much more still for us all to do. So we'll be asking students this month to dig deeper, to look closer and to think bigger about Black History Month, both in lessons, in assemblies and in form time too. Last week in my assembly, I touched upon the value of respect. And it is really important that as we engage with Black History Month, that we all do so from a respectful mindset. Each of my assemblies so far this year has been based on a different core value that we hold dear here at King Henry School: politeness, respect, kindness, courage, ambition, and resilience. We believe that if we all demonstrate those values on a daily basis, that we will be an extraordinary school as per our vision. But in Black History Month, and as we confront some of the challenges that we still have in our community and wider society, all of those values are of equal importance. So we'll be looking today briefly at why is Black History Month important? How much do you know about British Black history, and how can you contribute towards making King Henry School a more inclusive community? This year, of course, in 2020, the Black Lives Matter movement has cast a spotlight on the challenges that still exist today. Black History Month shouldn't just simply be looking backwards, it should be about what actions we can take now. And hopefully Black History Month acts as an inspiration to all of us, that we can all play our part in tackling the continuing racism, the structural inequalities that still blight our own communities. And it's through looking back at the histories of groundbreaking, pioneering, trailblazing Black men and women in Britain that I hope that we can take some inspiration to ensure equality, inclusivity and fairness in our society in the future. So in today's assembly, I am going to look backwards in order to gain, hopefully, some inspiration. And I'm going to share with you the stories of 4 remarkable black men and women here in Britain. The first remarkable woman's story that I want to share is Cicely Faye Allen, who became Britain's first black policewoman. Back in 1968, Cicely Faye Allen was flicking through a newspaper and saw an advert. And at the time, the Metropolitan Police, the police that cover the whole of London, that serve millions of us, had never had a female black police officer. And Cicely Faye Allen applied, trained, and then joined the police force. A remarkable woman. What courage it would have taken to have been the only black female police woman in the country. But also what an inspiration to act for so many future generations as well. The second key person I want to share with you, the second key trailblazer, Bishop Wilfrid Wood, the Church of England's first black bishop. Also Bishop of Croydon from 1985 to 2003, the first black bishop in the Church of England, and voted second in the 100 Great Black Britons list in 2004. The third individual that you may not have heard of before is Charlie Williams, the first black British comedian to experience mainstream success. For so long, the world of TV and entertainment had been closed off to black men and women. And he was the first person in the 1970s and 80s to enjoy the opportunity to show off his talents on TV and to be admired because of his talents. Diane Abbott is the fourth person that I want to bring to your attention, the first black woman to be elected to the House of Commons. Born to Jamaican immigrants in London in 1953, Diane managed to go to Cambridge University before going on to become a researcher and reporter at a breakfast television company. She started her career in politics in 1982 and was elected to Parliament in 1987, where along with 2 other colleagues, she became the first black and Asian intake into Parliament for over 100 years. Again, what an extraordinary person and what a legacy these individuals have left for others, breaking through barriers that should never have been there in the first place. So all of these individuals would have overcome huge obstacles in order to fulfill their potential, to take on their roles, to be groundbreaking black men and women here in Britain in the long struggle for equality and fairness. But of course, there's still so much more to do. And the Black Lives Matter movement that we've discussed previously is shining a light on the structural racism that still exists in the UK today. What can we do about it though? Well, here at King Henry School, our vision to be extraordinary is a really important one to understand, because being extraordinary isn't about being the best. We can't all be the best at everything. It's ridiculous. Actually, be extraordinary is about unlocking students' talents, but also celebrating our individuality and our diversity. Some schools want all of their students to look the same, to sound the same, to be the same, to study the same subjects. We don't here. We have a truly diverse school community, and we want to celebrate that. It makes us so rich as a community. It makes us extraordinary. Ordinary would be being the same. Being extraordinary means that we are promoting and celebrating our individualities as much as our talents. And of course, being extraordinary means being the best version of ourselves in every situation. I shared with you last week that we've also created an inclusivity team here at King Henry School, and there are a number of staff members who have volunteered to be part of this team. And this team has a really important role in the school, and it's to review how we run the school across all aspects of school life, and to challenge me and other leaders within the school if there's anything actually that we're doing that isn't inclusive, if there's any part of the school that we could be running in a more inclusive manner. We also launched before the summer our King Henry School Inclusivity Pledge. That as a school, we pledge to prioritise, champion and be relentless campaigners for inclusivity and equality in our community. that our diversity will be celebrated, our students made to feel safe, engaged and empowered, and that as a school we will fight racism and all forms of discrimination as a community. Our words must be matched by our actions. And as we move forwards, actions will be more important than words. But it's essential that we begin with this pledge to everyone in our school. We, of course, have lots more to do. And this pledge is in your student contact books, as well as a reminder of what we believe in as a community. But of course, I need your help as well. We don't want there to be a single assembly each year that's about Black History Month. Each assembly over the next few weeks in October will be about Black History Month. And it can't just be led by me as well. There's only so much that I know about Black history and about the experience of Black men and women in Britain today. I want staff and students to help us when it comes to Black History Month, whether it's activities that we're doing in form time, whether it's in our lessons, or whether it's in the assemblies over the next few weeks. And there's no point just having a staff inclusivity team either. I want us to have a student inclusivity team too, because it's your views and your experiences that really matter. So I'd like you, if you're interested in either being part of the Black History Month activities this month, or whether you want to join our longer term inclusivity team for students, to sign up with your form tutors. And form tutors, I want you to pass the names on to our heads of houses so that we can begin to get a group of students together who will be able to show leadership on improving the inclusivity within our school in the same way that our staff are committed to as well. And for all of us who are listening today, I'd like to leave us with a couple of key questions. What one change would make King Henry School a more inclusive school in your opinion? And I wonder whether you could reflect on that in form time today and over the coming days. But also, what one thing could you do as an individual on a personal level to help achieve this change in our school and in our society so that we become a truly inclusive, tolerant and equal community? Thank you as ever for listening. I hope you experience a wonderful week here at school. Get those house points. Get the attendance high as well, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.